everybody, welcome to another Fatal Rose Creations tutorial. This is going to be a short one. This was a request. Just going to go over how to download custom content. Easy peasy. So I'm going to go over a few different ways to download custom content. Have some shameless plugs of my own websites in there. So yeah, let's get to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you a couple different websites that you can use to download custom content. And I'm going to go over downloading clothes. Downloading really any CC is pretty much the same. And then probably can't really show how to download Wicked Whims, but I'll show a mod through CurseForge. It's still pretty much all the same, but the website that you get Wicked Whims from has stuff that would take a lot to cut out, but it's the same stuff. Anyway, so one of the main websites that you can use to download custom content is the Sims resource. And as you can see, there's tons of stuff. You can pay for VIP. When you have VIP, you can use a cart or the basket, and then you can like download the whole thing instead of downloading like a piece of CC at a time. And then there's also like no load times or whatever to download between pieces of stuff. So I have it. I think I paid like 20 bucks for the whole year or something like that. But I think this button would say buy VIP instead of give VIP. But what you do is you just come to the simsresource.com. I'll link it in the description, and you just find whatever you want. So I'll just go with this one right here. And if you're not VIP, you just click download. You can add it to the basket. And then you'll see the number changed. And then when you're done filling up your basket, you can click download zip. And then it'll start downloading. I think the capacity for the basket is not a per item thing. I believe it's a size of everything in the basket. So you can fill your basket up to 1 gigabyte of stuff. And then once it's more than a gigabyte, it won't let you get it more than a gigabyte. But yeah, that's all you do from the Sims resource is you literally just pick whatever you want and then click download. Easy peasy. And then you see the zip is downloading right now. You can click install with the Sims Resource Manager, and there's somewhere on the website to download the manager. I think even if you click it and you don't have it installed, it'll take you to install the manager. And what the manager does is it organizes everything. But if you're someone who uses Blender for photo taking, anything you download within the resource manager isn't going to show up, because what it does is it'll take like this whole basket, right? I've got 6 pages of stuff, and it'll compress it to one file instead of all the individual files. And the Sims Ripper that you use for Blender won't recognize that massive file. So that's why I stopped using the resource manager, and I just click download zip, and then once it's done, it changes to this button. You click download now. So like I said, shameless plug, here's my Patreon. So say you came to visit my page and you wanted this pose pack. You're like, whoa, that's so cute. So you just click the files here, and when you click, as you can see, it's all downloading right here. And I'll show you another creator, Raven Bloods, that I follow. Go on over her page, and she just made this top, and click the package file. Boom. Now let's say you want to download a recolor. So she also does recolors. So a recolor is someone else made a mesh So in this instance, J Wolf's a MIDI made this mesh. And then what she did is she just took the mesh and put new patterns on it, new colors and stuff. So you can download her package files right here. And then she put right here, mesh needed. So you would click on that and it'll take you to wherever the mesh is uploaded. And so this is, looks like a website that they made themselves. And no, this is Tumblr. So they have a Sims 4 Studio link, so you just read the post. And not Sims 4 Studio, Sims File Share. So you just click download. And Sims File Share is pretty straightforward. You follow the link and then you click download. And then in order for her version with this to work, you have to have the original. If you don't have the original, it doesn't work. Sometimes recolors do have the original mesh packaged with them, but it's not common because most creators don't allow for you to package the mesh. Okay, so that's using Patreon, pretty simple. And that's using Tumblr. Tumblr, you don't normally download from Tumblr. Normally they'll have the post with the pictures and then they'll have some way to download. It may be Sims File Share. Some people use Mediafire. But most people link back to either a Sims File Share or a Patreon page, sometimes Sims Resource, and now that there's CurseForge, sometimes people use that too. But the Tumblr is a good resource for CC, because like the Sims Resource doesn't allow everything to be uploaded. It's got really strict rules for what can be posted to the Sims Resource and what can't, so you can't just go there for everything. Like if you want NSFW, you can't go to Sims Resource for it because it's PG-13. I mean, some of my stuff isn't allowed on there and it's not PG-13, so yeah. So that's Sims File Share. Now, I'm not overly familiar with using CurseForge, but from my understanding, I don't think the app is working, but I also feel like I'm very wrong there. But what you just do is you go to whoever's CurseForge website, or you just go to CurseForge.com, and then you can click Browse The Sims 4. And then for this one, I'll download a mod. But if you want clothes, you go to Create a Sim. There you go. But I'll download a mod. And so Wonderful Whims is like Wicked Whims, but not dirty. I think it's got everything but the schnoo aspect. So just click download file, and everything with CurseForge is a zip file. It's not just going to be straight the package file. And then another resource for downloading custom content is SimsFinds. So this is my profile. There are a few different ways creators can upload to SimsFinds. If you click on my stuff and then you click the download, it's just going to take you back to my Patreon, where you'll click the download link. But there are also some where I think this is my only one that's like this, but you click the download and then it'll just download the package file. It depends on the creator. I didn't know that you could just straight drop the file into the website, so that's why most of mine link back to my Patreon, and now I just do it all the same for consistency. But you can get package files straight from here too, without being linked to another place. So those are a lot of the main places where you're gonna download custom content. There are a lot of other websites that you can get stuff from, but those are the major players that people normally will recommend if you're like, hey, where can I go for custom content, the Sims Resource, Patreon, CurseForge, SimsFinds, and Tumblr. And just because Patreon is known for paid for content doesn't mean you can only get paid for content from the Patreon. Like all of my content, Raven Blends, her stuff, I think goes free as soon as she posts it. But most people have some sort of early access. So like if you ever go to my page, depending on what it is, it'll be in early access for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it becomes public for everybody. So you don't have to subscribe to somebody to get their stuff. However, you know, it's always nice to show support to people. If you don't want to pay or can't pay, then always click this follow button, because then when somebody uploads, it'll let you know that you're uploading, and it'll send you an email. But so once you have those files, then you're going to go to wherever you save your Sims, which should be Documents, Electronic Arts, The Sims 4, and then click Mods, which I believe the Mods folder is already in there. If it's not, just right click New and then Folder and name it Mods. But then you just click that, and then you're gonna open up your downloads, and you can organize anything pretty much however you want, except for Wicked Whims specifies that it needs to not be too deep. So what I mean is you just want to straight drop it in your mods folder. But like my Patreon, you click Patreon, and then there's other folders, and some of the folders even have folders, and they'll still work. But certain mods, if it's too deep in folders, then it won't work. So if you downloaded straight package files, I like to keep mine pretty organized. So I'm just gonna go to Patreon, and I haven't downloaded anything Raven Blends yet, so I'm just gonna give her a folder in my Patreon thing. I'm gonna click in there. I'm just gonna highlight the Raven Blend stuff I downloaded and just drag it straight over there. And now this is the one that needed, some of them were recolors, and this is the stuff that went with the recolor. So I'm just gonna right click, extract all, I'm gonna browse, choose my file path. So again, Documents, Electronic Arts, The Sims 4, Mods, and then I'm just gonna pick a folder for it and drop it in there. So now that's in there, and then I'm gonna delete it. So for all of my creations, I actually already have these in there. But for poses, it's the same thing. It's a package file, so you're just going to drop it in your mods folder. So this one, that's the 611407. That is the Sims Resource big folder. So you're just going to right click, extract all, browse, and then I have my TSR download files. Gonna extract it in there. I guess I already downloaded this basket, but that's fine. And then we can delete that. And then this is the Wonderful Whims mod. So I don't know if it works with Wicked Whims, but I actually need to update my Wicked Whims, so I'm just gonna remove the Wicked Whims out of there. So now I'm going to take this mod, I'm going to extract, browse, mods, and this one I'm just going to drop straight into my mods folder, because I'm assuming, since it's also made by TurboDriver, that it shouldn't be too deep, just like Wicked Whims shouldn't be too deep. Alright, so we've got all of our custom content in there. Alright, so once you're in game, the first thing you're going to do, if you haven't already, I already have it done, so what the jinkies is going on? There we go. So I'll show you, but I won't have to leave game. So you'll go to options, and then game options, and then I think other, yes. Then you're going to check this box that says enable custom content and mods. And then you're also going to want script mods allowed checked too. And then you save changes and apply changes, and then usually you're going to have to quit game and then come back into game. The change won't go into effect unless you leave the game and then come back. But since I already have it in game, I don't have to leave. Okay, so once you get into game, as you can see, you got all your custom content, and here is one shirt, the one shirt from Raven Blends that we downloaded, so we can see that one nice, and she's got all her textures and stuff. Really awesome for her first shirt. So yeah, so that's how you see your custom content once you've got it downloaded. And then we also downloaded a mod, so we can go in game real quick and check and make sure that downloaded properly. Alright, so usually a lot of mods will give a little notification whenever you log in. And so as you can see right here, it says wonderful, so we can see that the Wonderful Whims downloaded. And I don't know much about using Wonderful Whims, but when you click on your person, the Wonderful Whims menu comes up, so that means we downloaded it correctly. And that is how you download custom content and mods in your game. Like I said, this is the same thing for getting clothes, makeup, hair, poses, mods. It all downloads the same way. You simply just download it, drop it in the folder, however you want to organize it or not organize it. You can just have a huge mod folders of a bunch of random crap. That's how I used to have mine. The only thing that's different is when you're uploading Sims or like somebody else's house. That's a different ball game, because then there's tray folders and stuff that's involved. That's not the same as package files. Anyway, have a good night and hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Bye!